What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Before I get into this video, I want to thank Gregory for his donation to the Cash App. All right, thank you for showing love, Gregory. I want to thank all of my subscribers and all of my supporters. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I know there's some people that might listen to my video but haven't subscribed yet. Listen to my videos on my channel but haven't subscribed yet. So go ahead and subscribe. Also hit the like button. And also make sure you click that bell so that you get instant notification of any videos that I drop. And also, to anyone that want to donate to my channel, want to show love to my channel, you can do so in the links provided in the description box below. Now, this video, this is a response video to a video that Ticket TV. Shout out to Ticket TV. I think he has the overall best basketball channel on YouTube, in my opinion. If you're not subscribed to Ticket TV, go ahead and subscribe to Ticket TV. He was talking about Ray Allen. And Ray Allen, once again, did not attend the 2008 Boston Celtics championship dinner gala or dinner party, or whatever I was called. He has not been on good terms with his former teammates in Boston for quite some time. If you're not aware of that, there's been a lot of pettiness, in my opinion, shown by his former teammates, especially Rajon Rondo and Kevin Garnett. There's been a lot of pettiness with them, man. They resent Ray Allen for when he left the Miami Heat. Excuse me, when he left the Boston Celtics to sign with the Miami Heat as a free agent. I think he did that back in 2000 and was it 12? I think when he signed with Miami. I think it was 12. But yeah, they see him as a traitor, not a real Celtic. Yada yada yada. And my thing is this: like, first of all, Ray Allen's personality is like this. Ray Allen, from what I can see, is more of a businessman. He goes for what is the best situation for him at any given time. Now, I'm not saying that he isn't loyal to his teammates. I'm not saying that. But he has a different viewpoint of playing. In my opinion, he sees the picture differently than some other guys. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I respect Kevin Garnett and Rajon Rondo's viewpoint of things. I also respect the competitive aspect of things, but at the same time, I look at the way owners treat players, and you can't get mad at Ray Allen for not being comfortable in the situation that he was in. Oftentimes, and Ticket talked about this as well, oftentimes when he was a member of the Boston Celtics, he was often part of trade rumors. Every year, Ray Allen's name was brought up in trade rumors, you know, because of the growing value of a sharpshooter. You know what I'm saying? As the league was transitioning into becoming more of a league centered around a three-point shot, Ray Allen's value began to grow in a lot of ways. You know, but I thought it was disrespectful that the Boston Celtics organization would bring his name up in trade rumors for so much, being that Ray Allen was largely responsible for them winning their only championship during that run. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And disrespectful. If it was not for Ray Allen, the Boston Celtics would not have won that championship in 2008, and they would not have made that NBA Finals appearance in 2010. And Ray Allen, in my opinion, in the 2009 playoffs, was one of the only reasons why they were able to advance out of the first round against the Chicago Bulls, if I remember serving it correctly. I believe he had a 51-point game in one of those games. I think it was a triple overtime game or double overtime game. All right. Paul Pierce did not really show up consistently in that playoffs, if memory serves me correctly. But for have his name constantly brought up, then they started slowly but gradually moving him out of the rotation as far as minutes is concerned and shot opportunities. There was like this friction between him and Rajon Rondo. They never got along with each other. They don't like each other to this day, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm not mistaken, the only member of that Celtics team of the major parties that has any relationship with Ray Allen is Paul Pierce. You know, Kevin Garnett has this stupid, petty beef with this guy, as does Rondo, and it's ridiculous because in their eyes, he went to go to play for the enemy, which was LeBron James. Now, I get that to an extent. I get it to an extent. Okay, I get it. You know, um, because my issue with Kevin Durant was when he signed with the Warriors after they just eliminated you, 6 weeks earlier. I get it. I get it from a competitive standpoint, but at the same time, you got to look at the whole picture. Ray Allen was never comfortable playing with Boston after a certain period of time. It was the big three. When they first signed it, when they first all got together, just before that season started in 2007, it was a magical moment for Boston Celtics fans. They had, since the Larry Bird era, since those guys retired, first Bird in 92, then McHale in 93, then Parrish was jettisoned, I think, after the 92-93 season to Charlotte. That era was over. And then you had this long era of futility, you know what I'm saying, where they had a lot of bad years. You know what I'm saying? I remember that era in the mid to late 90s, man. They didn't do anything. You had Dino Raja, you had Todd Day, I think you had, who else was there? Walter McCarty, you know, Walter. You had a lot of period of time where that team didn't do anything, right? Then Paul Pierce came along. And while individually he was great, and then you had Antoine Walker, he did a little something, but they still didn't win anything for the most part. Now all of a sudden you got this team, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, who had statistically his best years with the Seattle Supersonics. Garnett itching for a situation where he could win, tired of losing in Minnesota. So he was rooting for the Celtic team at first. But then what started turning me off about the Celtics, and anybody that's old enough to remember this team, was their arrogance, their sheer arrogance. And Garnett, like, he changed. He became very, very arrogant and loud. And I'm like, okay, look, you won a title, but goddamn it, you don't get to talk like that unless you like at 3 rings minimum. In my opinion, like when you're loud like that and you think you're the shit and you're that arrogant, you know what I'm saying? You got to win like 3 rings and shit. You got to be at Larry Bird level or something, LeBron James level to even have that type of arrogance, that type of haughtiness. You see what I'm saying? And then there started being like a lot of friction. Then it started becoming, well, no, we're not the big three, we're the big four. And then they started like having, like I said, certain guys started having an issue with Ray Allen. Then Ray Allen left, and they just treated him like a redheaded stepchild. So I don't know, man. And then Ticket brought up a good point. Rondo looked at Ray Allen as like a sellout because he went to go play with the enemy. But look who Rondo's playing with now. Didn't he go to play with LeBron James in an effort to win a championship? And also, in my opinion, to stay relevant. Because 10 years ago, Rondo was kind of looked at it at how people looked at Westbrook years later on. He was the guy that was the point guard that was, known to be a triple double waiting to happen. I don't think he's the talent that Westbrook is or was, but that's hypocrisy on their part, man. And none of those guys. When I think of Kevin Garnett, I think of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, you did have some great years with the Celtics. You did help to deliver a championship. But let's be honest. When you really want to be critical of that era with the Boston Celtics, they underperformed. They underperformed. They actually had an opportunity to three-peat. They won the championship in 2008. If Garnett didn't get injured during 2009, who knows what they could have done that year. And then in 2010, they came tantalizingly close to winning the title that year. That series was ebb and flow all the way to Game 7. And then, you can say what you want about calls, but the Celtics kind of blew that game, if you really want to be honest about it. So they have no one else to blame but themselves. But the success they did have, Ray Allen was a critical part of that. And to have him pretty much be persona non grata at these annual championship galas is preposterous. Where is Danny Ainge mediating this? Where is Danny Ainge's presence at saying, look, guys, look, he was a part of this team. He should not be felt to be, an unwelcome presence at these events. He should be invited. He should be forgiven for any perceived sins and welcome with open arms. That championship was over a decade ago now. You don't know what happened. You never know what can happen in life. You never know what can happen in life, man. Pete Maravich died when he was only 40 years old. 40 years old. And we're seeing what's happening as time has marched on. Look how many NBA players we've lost over the past decade. Just look at the list. Sean Rooks, Lorenzen Wright, some of them to homicide or unnatural causes, but still. Sean Rooks, Lorenzen Wright, Daryl Dawkins, Anthony Mason, Moses Malone, Bill Sharman, saying John Havlicek just a couple of months ago. Dolph Shays, and a lot of guys from recent years that should still be around. You know what I mean? Like guys that should still be here. Kevin Duckworth, Jerome Kersey. Like all of these guys that were playing not that long ago. Robert Tractor Trailer. His life is too short for this nonsense, man. It's too short. And this shit needs to end, man. This shit right now, they need to make amends and stop this petty shit, man. It's petty. It's petty. But that's all I got to say about that, man. Tell me what you guys think.